Okay, hi everybody. Nice to see you again. Today, I'm making a recording for you, and what we're going to do is take a look at this picture book. Let's take a look. This picture book, here's the title, is called Hermie and the Animals' Mixed Up Ears. Do you know mixed up? Let me show you. Here's my cup. 2 yellow marbles. 2 blue marbles. 2 orange marbles. Now the marbles are mixed up. It means they change the position. They're very mixed up. This is called Hermie and the Animals' Mixed Up Ears. Imagine if I give you one of my ears and I take one of your ears. Our ears would be mixed up. Let's look at Hermie. Hermie is a name, and that's Hermie. Do you know what that is? Probably you're saying Yadokadi. Does anybody know Yadokadi in English? Look. Here it is. Look at his pinchers, his claws, and his legs. This is his shell. In English, this is called a hermit crab. Hermit crab. You know crab. Crab is kani, right? Hermit means lives alone. Hitoride. So this hermit crab goes inside his shell and he lives alone. He doesn't like other animals. He's grumpy. Do you know grumpy? Grumpy is Jeff Sensei with no coffee. I'm grumpy, not happy, right? So he's kind of a grumpy hermit crab. His name is Hermie, and this book is called Hermie and the Animals' Mixed Up Ears. Let's check it out. Are you ready? A long time ago, a long time ago, in case you forgot, animals could talk and would talk and did talk a lot. Long time ago, the animals talked. They all lived together, and I don't mean in zoos. They lived in big houses, and they liked to wear shoes. Look at this animal here with the blue, yellow, and green shoes. Do you know what this animal is? Yeah, it's an ostrich. They worked and they played. Some drove. What? A monkey's driving a car. But most walked. But whatever they did, they always talked. Talking and talking and talking. Little noisy. They talked about TV, fashion, and sports while eating spaghetti or shopping for shorts. Oh no, those pigs are eating spaghetti. Ooh, what a mess. They talked to each other, to strangers and friends. They often asked questions. Who, what, where, and when? Oh, but they never took time to answer, I fear. They just kept on talking, not using their ears. So these animals enjoy talking, but they don't listen. They only talk. Wow, noisy. The walrus would whisper, but the yak yacked all day. The giraffe often laughed and had plenty to say. Cats tried to make speeches, but dogs called them names. The goldfish would giggle as they played go fish games. Even the goldfish could talk. The birds would all sing, but the crabs always grumbled. Oh no, grumpy crabs. The clams smiled a lot, but when they talked, they mumbled. I can't understand. The mice all spoke softly, as mice often do. But when they all got together, the place was a zoo. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Playing and talking and eating, and wow, they're swimming in the river. Yes, all animals talked, and I know that sounds nice, but they all talked at once and sometimes said things twice. Everybody's talking all the time. It must be so noisy. And none of them listened to what others would say. They just kept on talking all night and all day. Schools of young fish would ignore the teacher. The teacher's talking, nobody's listening. So they know, that's not nice. Pews full of penguins talked over the preacher. They're in the church. The preacher's talking. They're just talking and talking. The puppies were always noisily yapping. Yap, 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 yap. The monkeys all chatted even when napping. Even when the monkeys are sleeping, they're talking in their sleep. Now, all of this talking and gossip and gab finally woke up old Hermie, the old hermit crab. Look, there's Hermie's shell, just like this one. That's his house. But he doesn't like people. He doesn't like animals. Look, he's got a wire fence and a gate. Beware of the crab, Abunai. Keep out. No sales. Private. Wow, he really doesn't like people. And now he's awake. See, Hermie liked silence and being alone. Why, that crab did not even own a shell phone. Of course, he doesn't like talking. But what Hermie did have were powders and potions. He sometimes cast spells when he took the notion. That means Hermie can do magic, like Harry Potter magic. Look, he's got all his spell books, and here he can mix the powders and potions. They talk but don't listen. Enough is enough, is what Hermie growled in his voice deep and gruff. Uh-oh, he's angry. I'll teach them a lesson, he grouched to himself. Then he took down a spell book he kept on a shelf. Look, that's the spell book. It's called the switcheroo spell. Just wait till tomorrow, he chuckled with glee. Then they'll stop talking and listen to me. Sounds a little dangerous. Oh, Hermie's making his magic spell. And he worked on a spell late into the night. He mixed magic powders until they were right. Then he started singing and chanting these words. But no one was listening, so nobody heard. Ears any color. Yes, ears big and small. Long ears and short ears, round ears and sharp ears. This spell is for all. Long, short, or fuzzy, floppy ears too. Tonight, while they're sleeping, the old switcheroo. Uh-oh, he's going to switch their ears. This is the magic purple smoke. And look, this is where the animals live. Smoke is going everywhere, into the houses, into the windows. In the morning, the animals woke up and found that while they were sleeping, all their ears were switched round. Oh no, they have some mixed up ears now. Look at the elephant. What animal's ears are those? Yeah, I think they're a rabbit. He's surprised. Look, he's looking in the mirror. The elephant's big ears were gone from his head. Now they were long, white, and furry instead. He said, "Ah!" The dog's floppy ears were now missing too. Oh no. She had pig ears, sticky with goo. Oh no, betta. Look, the spaghetti from those pigs. The snake never had ears, at least none to see. So, snake doesn't have ears. We can't see them. But now he had striped ears, and not 2, but 3. Every animal's ears were completely mixed up. Every lion and monkey, each kitten and pup. Look at the monkey and the lion. The monkey has lion ears. The lion has maybe cow ears. Help me! What's happened? What can we do? I can't find my ears. Oh no, not you too. Oh, all the animals are panicking, yelling, complaining, talking and crying. What a huge mess. And still, none of them trying to listen. Uh-oh. Here comes Hermie. Through the grumbling and whining, the wailing and such, came that old hermit crab that never talked much. What is he going to do? When Hermie crawled up without making a sound, all the mixed up ears animals gathered around. They said, come on, let's listen. To listen. Then after a moment, from deep in his shell, Hermie started to speak, and they all listened well. Now they want to hear what Hermie says. Can you hear me now? That cranky crab grumbled. The giraffe didn't laugh. The crabs never mumbled. The clams never mumbled. The schools full of fish were all listening too. So were the penguins from their hard wooden pew. The mice were all quiet. The yak had stopped yakking. The puppies had stopped their constant yapping. All the animals are quiet now because they need to listen to Hermie. My magic did this, they all heard Hermie say. Use those mixed up ears now, or mixed up they will stay. All of the animals stood there silent with shock, and they all listened well to that crab on the rock. When you talk but don't listen to what's being said, then you don't even need those ears stuck on your head. I want peace and quiet. Today was a warning. This time, I'll switch all your ears back by morning. He's going to switch them back. Oh, you got that. The elephant will have big ears. The dog won't have sticky ears. You got the, no problem. Uh-oh. But a spell I've cast once can be cast again. And if you say one word, I'll be listening in. So the next time you wake up and can't find your ears, you'll know that I heard you and made them disappear. Hermie said, if he hears one word from the animal, their ears will disappear. No ears. And with these words said, Hermie slowly crawled off. The animals were silent. Not a whisper or cough. Nothing. Not long after that, they just moved away. If they lived together, they might talk someday. They left all their cars, their shoes, and their shorts. They gave up their TVs and stopped watching sports. Some went to the jungle. Sone, snakes and monkeys. Look at the monkey. You see? Shh. A few moved to parks. Yeah, squirrels live in parks. Most came out in daylight. Yeah, these animals come out in the daylight. Some waited for dark. Ah, yeah, raccoons come out in the dark. But alone or together, they said not a word. Wherever they went, only silence was heard. Now, that was a long time ago, eh? Now, few can remember that mixed up ears day. Is Hermie still listening? Nobody can say. So they just bark or grunt. They squeal or they squeak. They might imitate you whenever you speak. Sone, look at the parrot. Look at the parrot's blue ears. Pretty Polly, pretty Polly. Uh-oh, the parrot's talking. The parrot now talks after so many years, but old Hermie was listening. Ever seen parrot ears? Look. The parrot, Mukashine, used to have ears, but now, pop! No ears. Sone, parrots don't have ears. So if you look down at your best friend today, maybe your cat or your dog or your bird or your fish, and he's looking back like there's something to say. When you're playing together or taking a walk, oh, it would be great if your pet could just talk. And sometimes it looks like he gives you a wink. He seems so darn smart that he could talk, you think. But he can't take the chance. What if old Hermie hears? And your pet would look silly if he lost his ears. So, ne, imagine your dog or your cat with no ears. So your friend will just listen. So, ne, animals listen to you. But he can speak. It's true. Sometimes, late at night, he whispers, "I love you." The boy is sleeping, and the dog, said, "I love you." The end. Hey, you know what? I like that story. I wrote that story. This is old Jeff Sensei. But this was young Jeff Sensei. Long time ago, I wrote this picture book. Time flies. Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening. And I'll see you next time in your new lesson. Okay? Thanks, everybody. See you.